We're going to be doing a stand collar, and this is what it looks like, just a stand collar. For this collar, all we need is our front neck measure and our back neck measure. So if you got your blocks, all you do is measure around the neckline at the back here and measure around the front neckline. And once you've got those measurements, you can start to create your stand collar. So we're just going to move the blocks out the way for the moment. And once again, you have a fresh sheet of paper. And all we do is, we got the measurements, we've got it written down, whatever the back is. For example, if the back is 3 and the front is 5, what we do is we're going to draw a line on our paper and we're going to create our collar shape. So we just draw a line first of all, then we're going to measure. So I'll draw that a little bit thicker so that we can see it more clearly. So that's the line that we have on there. That's our line. So we're going to call this section here the back, and we're going to measure whatever the neck is from the back to the shoulder. So we're going to say that it is 3. We're only doing a half of the collar. So we're going to call this center back, this section here. So from there we measure 3 inches out, whatever, that's our back neck. And then we're going to measure from there our front neck. So if that's 5 inches our front neck, we're going to make a mark. So we're going to write here, this is our center front at this section. So all we do now, once we now got the length of the measurement of our collar, the back, and we have the front. So what we do now is we're going to decide on how wide, how deep we want our stand collar to be. It can be anything from 3/4 of an inch to 2 inches. It can be high, it can be wider if you want. So we're going to do a measurement of 1.5 inches. So from these points, we're going to measure 1.5 inches, 1.5 inches, and we're going to connect the lines. So if that's, we're going to measure 1.5 inches up. So we're going to measure up here like that and up like that. And then we're going to connect the line like that. So we're having what is called a rectangle on our paper. So once we've got that, we know that this section here is the back and this will be the front. Once we got that, what we do is we're going to cut up on that line. We're going to cut up on that line because as you notice, it's a rectangle, it's just a straight piece, and we want the collar to be curved around. So so we're going to cut that out, and I've got a piece here already cut out, so I'm just going to lay that here so that you can see it. So that is the center back here. It's all cut out. You see that piece there? All the shapes cut out. So once that's cut out there like that, what we do is we're going to take some darts out. So we need to tighten up this edge here because we want it to fit us a bit, not too close, but closer at the neck point, at the neck here section. So we're going to pinch out some of the dart, with a dart out of that section here, which we've cut out. So once you cut that piece out, which I've already cut out, and I'm going to just fold over the darts, take some little darts, 1/4 inch little darts, pinch them out like that, and I'm going to lay it on our paper like that. Can you see the shape is changed? It's slightly It's curving around in there. So I'm getting it smaller at that edge, but it's still the same measurement round the neck edge here. And what I do is I'm just going to mark this on the paper. So my center back here, which is going to be on the fold, that's always straight. So keep that straight on your paper, and you just mark around when you pinched out the darts, all that shaping along there. I've actually curved it around actually, and you mark around the shape as it is on your paper. I don't know if you could see that. Yeah, so I'm going to mark out all the way along, and as you can see, some of the lines, when I take that off, you'll see that it's not so, it's all broken lines. So what we do is we're going to smooth up those lines with our curve, or you just curve it around, give it a nice shape. I'm going to curve it around because I want it to curve around at the top, at this section here. So I'll just curve that around, because you'll notice when we draft it, it's straight. So after I've done that, I'm just going to trace that off, give it a nice run round into there, so it's nice and smooth. So we get a nice smooth line, making sure that this line center back is straight. So you just mark on it, center back line. You've got a straight line, so that's center back, and that's the fold edge of the back along there. And I've actually curved it round because I want it, if you see the drawing, it's curved, so I want it curved. You can do that before you cut it out, right, which I did do. I curved that around into there, so it much touched that point there. So from there to there is your back neck. So you've got a mark, a notch, and from that point to that point is your front neck measure. So once you've cut that shape out, you then take some little darts out of the neck edge here, which we've done. I'll show you on that we have cut up. That's the shape that we cut out, and we pinched the little darts out in 3 places, about 1/4 of an inch, and we now arrive at this shape which we want. Once we've got that shape, we then add our seam allowance on it. So from there, because we need to add seam allowance for which we stitch our sleeve, we're going to stitch the sleeve and make it up, and then we bag it out, and then we can see our sleeve. So what we do is we shape that, we make the seam allowance all the way around from the back fold all the way around like that. We create our seam allowance on. So that's a center back fold edge, and this is our center front neck edge point, and then we're going to cut 2 of those plus a fuse. So that is our pattern shape there that we need to create our stand collar, which looks like that when it's finished. We start off with a rectangle, which is our back neck and our front neck, and the depth of the collar that we need. Depth of the collar, whatever you want, you decide, 1.5 inches, 2 inches, that's the depth. You connect the line, you shape the curve that you want your collar to be. That's your design feature. And you pinch out some darts, little darts, and you reshape it to get like this, so that this edge is smaller than the actual neck edge. You must remember to keep your notch in for where your shoulder is. So you measure from there to there, you measure from there to there, and then you put your notch in, and you know that that notch is attached to your shoulder, and the rest of it comes round to the front. So that's how you create your stand collar, and I hope you find that useful, and I'll catch you again another time when we come to do another collar shape. Bye.